Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'm super excited about today's topic. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, but I've been coming up with some really exciting topics lately. And maybe some of you are thinking, well, Nick, aren't you excited about all the topics that you talk about? No, no, I'm not. But this topic I'm super excited about because I'm going to be talking about whether or not you can build your coaching offer in 3 hours. In 3 hours. And specifically, what we're going to be getting into today, because on Thursdays, on Nick at Noon, I'm going to give you my hot take. I'm going to give you my perspective. I'm going to give you my POV. So, just a little preview about what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about why most workshops in this space, they don't produce results, and why her income lab is different, what we're doing different, what I'm going to be doing different. I'm going to be talking about the 3 block structure that makes building your offer inevitable. I'm going to be talking about all 6 outcomes of her income lab that every single participant is going to leave with. I'm going to be talking about the difference between the payment structures. So if you have visited my website at herincomeedit.com/workshop and you've kind of been, flirting with the idea of her income lab, you've probably seen the 2 different pricing structures. So I'm going to be revealing today exactly what the general admission includes and what the VIP includes, because let's be clear, there's a substantial difference between those 2 price points, and it's deliberate and it is intentional. I am going to be talking about exactly who her income lab is for and who it isn't for. And I'm going to be talking about why the wait list might be the right next step for you, even though registration is not open yet. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks so much for joining. We are about to get into it. But before I do, let's do a quick tech check. If you can see and hear me okay, please drop a yes in the chat, because I am about to get into it and I do not want you to miss any of these gems, any of what I have to say about whether or not you can build your coaching offer in 3 hours. Today, I am doing something that I have not done yet on this show. I'm going to be telling you exactly what we are going to be building on May 30th. This is not a teaser. I'm not going to be talking about or giving you innuendo. I'm not going to be dropping hints. I'm going to give you the whole picture here in this conversation. I'm going to get into what it is. I'm going to get into what you leave with. I'm going to talk about who it's for. I'm going to talk about what it costs. And I'm going to talk about why I built it the way that I did. Because here is my hot take for today. Most workshops are a waste of time. And it's not because the content is bad, but I believe it's because the structure, it just isn't created for you to be able to produce a result. Typically, you just watch someone teach for however many hours and you leave with notes. You go home or you close your laptop and then you try to implement what the thing is that you were taught. And when it comes to actually implement and build the thing that you were taught, it stays unbuilt. Her income lab, it is not that. I am about that action. I am about that follow through. And so any of the products that you will engage with me, particularly if it's in a live capacity, understand that you won't be being lectured at or taught to for 3 hours. And then you go back home or you close your laptop and you go to your desk or your kitchen table or whatever it is, and you're still stuck. That's not what's going to happen. That's not her income lab. That's not what we're doing. And today I want to tell you exactly why. Welcome back to another episode of Nick at Noon. My name is Nick Scott, and I'm the founder and CEO of Her Income Edit. We are an online education platform where we help women turn their existing skills into multiple streams of income through coaching and digital products without leaving their 9 to 5, without the burnout, and without starting from scratch. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday. On Thursdays here on Nick at Noon, I give you my hot take, my perspective, my POV about something that is steaming in the coaching industry. And today, I'm going all in on what's happening on May 30th. If you haven't already, I want you to go get your notebook and your pen or whatever it is that you take notes on. Share this episode with your biz bestie or a friend who you think might need it. And if you have any questions or comments as I'm going through this content and you're watching live, drop them in the chat and I will get to them. I'll be pausing periodically to check to see if there's any questions. I don't have multiple screens, so I do have to just go back and forth. If you're watching on the replay, leave whatever it is that you have to say, whatever feedback or comments that you have, questions that you have, leave it in the comment section. And I'll also address those as well, because we are about to get into it. Okay, let's talk about it. Her Income Lab. Let's talk about it. So I want to start off by making the case why most workshops in the coaching space are structured wrong. Because you heard me just say it, I feel like that most workshops are a waste of time. And I do. I have attended many. I've attended free ones, I've attended paid ones, I've attended them from very popular coaches in the space. I've attended some workshops by up and coming coaches in the space. And I want to spend some time at the top of this conversation for supporting or offering support and giving you my rationale as for why most workshops in the coaching space are structured wrong, because I think understanding what's broken about the standard model is what makes Her Income Lab's structure make sense. So I kind of gave you a preview of this, but tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but here is how most workshops work. An expert teaches for an extended period of time, whether that's an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, a half a day, multiple days. I've sat in workshops that are multiple days. The audience watches. We're taking notes. We're absorbing. Sometimes there's a workbook. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's breakout rooms. Sometimes there's not. There may be a Q&A at the end, maybe not. And then everyone closes. They log out of Zoom. And then you go back to your life. And here's what happens in the weeks that follow. Most women do not implement after a workshop. And it's not because those women are lazy or because the content that was delivered in that workshop wasn't valuable. Most women don't implement because watching someone else build something is not the same as building it yourself. How many of you are a hands-on learner? Like, I am a tactical person. I need to be in the mud, in the thick, in the sand, building it, filling the Play-Doh, filling the blocks and building it. How many of you are also a hands-on learner? If you are a hands-on learner, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the chat. Most people don't implement because watching someone else build something is not the same as building it yourself. And the clarity that feels real in a live session, it often dissipates and dissolves the moment you sit down by yourself and you try to apply it to your specific situation. The decisions that need to be made, the ones that require you to commit to something specific before you're sure it's perfect, those decisions are easy to defer when nobody's supporting you to make those decisions right now. So the standard workshop model, it produces knowledge, and knowledge is great. It produces information. We need information too. But Her Income Lab, it produces an offer. And these aren't the same thing. And the difference is entirely in the structure of the container. Her income lab is built around one simple principle, and that is you cannot leave that room without having made some decisions. And it's not because I'm going to be holding you hostage, right? You can come and go as you please. But it's because the structure of this session, it makes the decisions that you need to make inevitable. Every single block of this workshop, it's going to move you through a specific set of decisions you'll need to make about your offer. The group work is not optional. The hot seats that will be taking place, they're going to benefit everyone in the whole room. And by the time the 3 hours are over, you will have something that didn't exist when you logged in. Something tangible, something that you're going to be able to take with you. You're going to have a built, ready to sell coaching offer. You're not leaving with notes or a workbook. You're going to have a whole ready to sell offer. A whole entire ready to sell offer. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining on YouTube. Now, let me tell you exactly what her income lab is. So if you've visited the website at herincomeedit.com/workshop, you've probably got a little bit of an idea about what it is, but there's not a whole lot of detail there. So this is the first time that you're going to get the full breakdown of what her income lab is. So her income lab is a 3-hour workshop. I will be leading this workshop on May 30th. It is a Saturday. And we will start at 9 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. Eastern. So for me, that is 7 a.m. For folks on the West Coast, that is what, 6 a.m. For people in the middle, that's 8 a.m. It's early. Why is it so early, Nick? Because I want to catch you when you're fresh. I want to get you before your day gets started. So many of us are, we're wives, we're moms, we're grandparents. We have so many moving parts in our lives. We have organizations that we're a part of. We have volunteer commitments that we have to fulfill. So I want to get you before those things get started. And I know on the East Coast, it might, that's considered mid-morning, but I want to get you in the room. I want to get you while you're fresh, not while you're tired. I know many of my audience, you're working a 9 to 5 still, so it doesn't make sense for me to do it in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. Well, I'm here in the middle of the day on a Wednesday, Nick, at noon, but it just, I just really want to appeal to as many people as possible while honoring the full life that you still have. So this workshop will be live. And it's a working session. It's not a training session. This is not a training. This is a workshop. And I believe that distinction matters because in a training session, you receive information. And there's nothing wrong. We need the information. But in a working session, you're going to produce something. You're going to produce something. And her income lab is a working session. You are going to come in without an offer, and then you're going to leave with one. It's that simple. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I really want to break this down. So I structured this workshop in 3 blocks, and each block is going to have the same format. I'm going to do a little bit of teaching first. Then you're going to work in groups where you apply what you just learned to your specific situation. Then we'll do some hot seats where I work through specific decisions with individuals with real time. And that's going to benefit everyone in the room because the questions that one person asks, they're almost always the same question that everyone has. So by the end of the very first block, you will have your ideal client defined and your core problem articulated. By the end of the second block, you're going to have your offer structure. You will have an offer structure. You will make a decision on the offer structure and you're going to set your price. And then by the end of the third block, you'll have a one sentence pitch that's written and ready to use. And that's what you leave with. You're not leaving with a framework that you're going to carve out additional time in your already full life to apply later, or a workbook that you're going to have to finish after you log off of the workshop. You're going to live with a built offer, one that's specific enough for you to put in front of someone that same week, that same day, actually. So your offer is going to be priced at what it's worth. It is going to be packaged so that the right person immediately understands what they're buying and why your offer is for them. Okay? Is that fair? So now I want to talk about the specific things that you're going to leave her income lab with. There's 6 of them. So first, you will have defined your ideal client. It won't be an avatar with a name and a coffee order. You'll have your ideal client, a specific real description of the woman that you serve in language that's specific enough that she would recognize herself in and immediately feel seen. So the second thing that you're going to leave with is the core problem that your offer solves. And it's going to be articulated in your own words, not my words, but in your words. So it won't be the professional description of the problem. It'll be the words that your clients use when they describe the problem to themselves, when they are laying in the bed, staring at the ceiling at 11 o'clock at night. I'm talking about the language that makes the right person feel like you have been reading her mind, like you have been reading her journal. So the third thing that you're going to leave this workshop with is your offer structure. You're going to make a decision about your offer structure. We're going to make decisions about what's included, how it's delivered, how long it runs, what the client experience looks like from start to finish. All of that will be decided, not approximated. It'll be decided, y'all. The fourth thing that you're going to leave with is a price that is set intentionally, not a guess at price. We talked about price, I believe it was yesterday, where we talked about price. If you missed that episode, you can watch it on replay on my YouTube channel, but you're going to have a price that is decided intentionally, not guessed at, not one that you borrow from what someone else is charging. And it's not going to be a price that you're going to feel like you have to apologize for. You're going to set a price that's based on the value of the transformation you deliver, the sustainability of the business that you're building. We are building not just businesses. I want us to build sustainable businesses. And in order to build a sustainable business, we have to set a price that we can build on from that. And it'll be a price that is based on the client that you're serving. That price is going to be set with conviction. The fifth thing that you'll leave with is a one sentence pitch that will be ready to use. And that sentence is going to describe what you do, who you serve, and the transformation you provide. Your pitch will be clear enough that any woman who hears it immediately knows whether or not it's for her. Your pitch will be ready to use in a networking conversation, a social media bio, a sales conversation, or an outreach message that you can send that same week. So we spend a lot of time talking about having conversations, and that really being the gateway and the pathway to bringing in your first dollars into your coaching business, right? We talk a lot about that here on Nick at Noon. Well, when you leave her income lab, you will have the thing that can invite people to have that sales conversation with you. So the last thing that you will leave with is I will be giving you a framework. I will be giving you a framework so that you can finalize your offer name on your own after the workshop, because you're like, okay, really? So I do have some homework, just a little bit. Because here's the thing about naming your offer, it is a deeply personal exercise. And the right name, it comes from you. But this framework that I'm going to give you, it gives you the structure to find it quickly instead of agonizing over it for months. Pick a name, move on, use the framework, because it's going to expedite that process. And that right there, those 6 things, that is what every single woman in the room is going to leave with, regardless of whether or not they came in with a half-formed idea or no idea at all. This workshop is designed to produce that outcome for every single person in it. Every single person in it. So let me talk about the 2 ways that you can participate in her income lab. Again, if you have visited the website, you've seen it. You've seen that there is 2 different pricing structures, and there's not a whole lot of detail there because the workshop isn't until May 30th, but I opened up the wait list on the beginning of April. So, there was no reason to open up the hood in April when the workshop's not for 2 months, right? But I'm going to talk about it today. So there's 2 different pricing structures. And the first one that I want to talk about is the general admission. And the general admission is $147. It includes the full 3-hour live workshop, obviously, right? So you're going to get the teaching, the group work, the hot seats, and all 6 of those outcomes that I just outlined. And every person in the general admission, you will leave with the built offer. That is the promise. That is the promise that I have for this workshop. And that promise, it is the same for every single woman in the room, regardless of the ticket level. So then we have the VIP. And the VIP is priced at $297, but here's what's different. First, you'll get a guaranteed hot seat. So in a workshop, hot seats are usually distributed based on who has a question ready right at that moment, right? So the VIP, it guarantees that I work through your specific question with you live in real time. So it's not a maybe hot seat. You're guaranteed to get a hot seat if you purchase the VIP. Secondly, the VIP gets a recording of the workshop. You get a full recording of the workshop. So the general admission participants, they are present for the live experience. The recording is a VIP benefit only. And that means if you want to come back to a teaching moment, if your morning is interrupted for whatever reason, right? We talked about the time zones, and I was only speaking for the United States. I am aware that I have audience members all over the world, but I just spoke specifically to the United States and the difference in time zones. So maybe it's too early for you and you don't want to get up at 6 a.m. because, you don't get up at 6 a.m. on Saturday. I usually don't, but I will on May 30th so that I am ready for y'all for this workshop. The VIP recording, you can go back and watch the whole workshop. If you want to revisit the work that built your offer, you can go back and watch the recording. That is VIP. The third thing that the VIP gets you is a 60-minute strategy session with me after the workshop. You and I, one-on-one. And why would you want to do that? So you can take what you built in her income lab and you and I can work through the specific next steps for your business in a private one-on-one setting. So whether that's how to position your offer, how to start having those first conversations so you can start bringing those dollars into your business, how to think about pricing your next level, whatever is the most relevant thing to where you are after the workshop, that is what we're going to work through. So 60 minutes with me one on one. Oh, and by the way, if you were to book me for an hour just outside of this workshop, just right now today, it costs more than $297. So the VIP, the recording, and the 60-minute session with me alone, it completely justifies the VIP purchase. So general is where the offer gets built. The VIP is where the offer gets built and the path forward in your business. That's where it gets mapped. Here's the thing though. Both of those are excellent choices. So I'm not pushing one over the other. The right decision, whether it's general or VIP, it really depends on where you are in your business and what you need most right now. And that's how I want you to make that choice. Now, this part of the conversation is always very important because I think, well, let me back up. I would like to believe that how I show up and my messaging and my brand and my products and all the work that I put into all of the Her Income Edit ecosystem, I like to believe that I attract who needs to be attracted at whatever moment that is, and I repel who needs to be repelled. But sometimes I need to be crystal clear about who this is for and who it's not. So I want to be very clear about who Her Income Lab is for, because I do think that specificity here, it serves everyone better than if I just had a broad net, right? Because there is a target audience. There is a specific woman that I'm looking for to be in that room. So Her Income Lab is for the woman who has skills worth charging for and hasn't built the offer yet. Number one, do you have skills that are worth charging for? Do you want to build an offer? Come on over to Her Income Lab. So some of those people might be teachers, nurses, HR directors, project managers, nonprofit leaders, healthcare professionals, government employees, corporate women in any industry, stay-at-home moms, a woman who's going through a life transition. The list goes on. If you are a woman who has skills that are worth charging for, but you have not built an offer yet, Her Income Lab is for you. Any professional woman who has been developing real skills through years of work, who has never turned those skills into something she charges for, that is who this is for. Her Income Lab is also for the woman who has started building. You started building your business. You started building your offer. You made the decision that this is what you want to do, but you just can't seem to finish it. You can't seem to launch it. You can't seem to get it out the door. This workshop is for you. If your offer has been built for months, or your niche feels almost clear, but not quite, or your price has been set and changed and set again and changed and set again and changed and set again, or the decisions keep getting deferred because building by yourself in a silo, it keeps you in your head. Her Income Lab is the room where those decisions get made. This right here is not another dream deferred. And we all know what happens to a dream deferred, right? If not, Google it. Google it. And Her Income Lab is for the woman who has been watching this show, Nick at Noon, all month, ever since we started, right? And you feel the pull of what I'm saying. You are drawn in, but you haven't taken the step. If that is you, today's episode is that step. Now, I just talked about who Her Income Lab is for. Life is about balance. Let's talk about who Her Income Lab is not for. So, Her Income Lab is not for the woman who wants a done for you service. I'm not building your offer for you. I'm building it with you. We are partners and collaborators in this session. We are going to be doing the work collaboratively in real time. And the output belongs to you because you will have made every decision that produced that output. So if you want someone to hand over and deliver to you a finished offer without your participation, this ain't it. Her Income Lab is not that. Her Income Lab is not for the woman who isn't willing to make decisions in the room. This is a decision room. The workshop structure requires commitment, and you'll be asked to choose. You'll be asked to choose your niche, your problem, your structure, your price. So if you come into this workshop planning to leave with those decisions, you're saving to make those decisions later, the workshop won't produce what I'm promising you. And that is a complete, ready to sell offer. The offer is the output of decisions, and those decisions have to happen in the room. So then lastly, Her Income Lab is not for the woman who's still deciding whether she wants to build a coaching business at all. So if you're not sure that you want to build a coaching business, Her Income Lab is not for you. If you are still in the exploration phase, that's okay. That's okay. Her Income Edit, my company, exists for that as well. And there are so many other resources on my website and linked in the description that serve that exploration stage. So I invite you to go check out those resources and wait for Her Income Lab when and if it comes back around again. So Her Income Lab is for the woman who has made the decision that she wants to start a coaching business. This is for the one who knows that she's building. This is one who knows that she needs her offer to be done so she can start editing her income, so she can create that second stream of income. I'm going to pause here and just see if there's any questions or comments in the chat. Hello, hello, hello on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining. If you have found this information helpful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. So I want to spend some time on why I structured this workshop the way that I did, because I truly think the structure reflects a specific philosophy about how women build coaching businesses. And I want you to understand that philosophy before you get into this room. Now, I built Her Income Lab because I kept having the same conversation over and over and over again with brilliant women with 15 years of experience, women with advanced degrees and teaching credentials and decades of hard-won skills. I'm talking about women who had everything they needed to build a coaching offer, but they'd been sitting on that offer for months and sometimes even years. And here's the thing. When I ask those women, why? Like, why isn't this thing out of your head and into the world? The answer was almost never that they didn't know enough. Because again, the information is there, right? It's Google has the information, Claude has the information, ChatGPT has the information, Perplexity has the information. Who else? Drop your favorite AI tool in the comments. The information is there. So the answer was never, almost never, that they didn't know enough or that the information was there. The answer was almost always that they couldn't commit to these decisions in a silo. I want to pause there because so many people believe that the coaching industry and the consulting industry and service-based provider industry is in jeopardy because of AI. It's not. I did a whole episode on that probably about a month ago on Nick at Noon. And if you missed that conversation, I encourage you to go and listen to it and watch it and let me know that I sent you there in the comments, because AI is not coming for your coaching business. It's not. You can have all the information, but when you have so much information, it sometimes causes analysis paralysis. And these women, they just couldn't commit to making a decision in their silos. And it's not because they're indecisive. It's because building in a silo, it keeps you in your head. It keeps you in your head. There's no human to human connection. There's nobody to say, yes, girl, that's specific enough for you to start. Yes, let's go, queen. There's nobody to say, that's a little too vague. I think we need to go a little bit deeper. There's nobody to say that. There's nobody to hold you accountable to a decision in real time before the next thought that pops in your head, it gives you a reason to change it. If you're like me, okay, if you're like me, sometimes my thoughts come into my head so quickly, I can't even formulate a sentence fast enough. So if you're working in a silo, you don't have anybody to intervene, to help you sort out those thoughts before the next one gives you a reason to change it. So Her Income Lab exists to be that room, the room that you need to be in, the room where decisions happen because someone is holding you to those decisions. Someone is holding you to those decisions. AI can't do that. Sorry. I love my AI tools. They're very helpful. I wouldn't be able to have the business that I have. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how I even did business back in the day before AI. It's almost like, how did we get anywhere without Google Maps and GPS? That's almost how I feel about AI. I love my AI, but it is not a person. So this is the room, y'all, where your offer gets built because the structure makes it impossible. It's impossible for you to leave without building it. This is the room where the isolation that keeps women stuck, it gets replaced. And it's replaced for 3 hours with the presence of women who are doing the exact same thing as you. There is something so powerful about community. And here is the hot take at the center of all of this. And that is the women who build real coaching income from their existing skills, they are not more talented most of the time than the women who aren't. They're not more credentialed. They don't have bigger audiences. They're not more ready. The difference is they made the decisions. They committed to a specific offer. They named their price and they stood firm on it. They put something, let me rewind. They got something out of their head and they put it out into the world in front of people. And the women who haven't done that yet are almost always one good room away from doing it. And guess what? Her Income Lab is that room. Her Income Lab is that room. Now, let me be clear about what signing up before registration opens in May means. I want to be very clear about that because I have been talking all month long and I have been not begging, but I have been bringing it up multiple times for you to get on this wait list, get on this wait list, get on this wait list, get on this wait list. Why? Why would I get on the wait list, Nick? Well, first of all, it's open right now at herincomeedit.com/workshop, and it's also linked in the description. Registration opens in May next week for the people on the wait list, it opens next week. For everybody else, it opens later. And the women on the wait list are first to access the registration. And here's why that matters, because this workshop, in order for me to be able to deliver the type of results that I'm promising, this workshop has limited seats. And it's not artificially limited. I'm not just saying that there's limited seats and then, oh, wow, we magically open more seats. No, I said what I said. There's limited seats, genuinely limited by the quality of the experience. I am looking for quality here, not quantity. And the experience that you have with me and my brand, it means everything to me. So, this will be a workshop where every participant gets the attention that this format requires, and it cannot run with an unlimited room. This is not a moneymaker for me. I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I'm really trying to help women get unstuck and get their businesses built and out into the world, because there are people that are waiting for you to show up. So the women on the wait list, they get first access, and that means that they get to register before the general public. And that means that they get to secure their spot before the seats are sold out. So if you have been watching this show all month, if you have resonated with any of the money conversations that we've had, if you have resonated with any of the sales conversations that we've had, any pricing conversations, any conversation about what building through uncertainty in a life transition looks like, if any of this has felt like I was speaking directly to you, Her Income Lab is your next step. Not next quarter, May 30th, 3 hours. We are going to build your offer. Your people are waiting for you to show up. They're scrambling around, trying this, trying that. They're on AI, they're hiring other coaches. They really need you. And we are going to be building that second stream of income that you have been waiting for. The wait list is open. You can click the link in the description, or you can go to my website at Her Income Lab, herincomeedit.com/workshop. Get on the wait list, y'all. I broke down all 6 things you're going to be leaving with in this video. If you missed it, catch the replay on my YouTube channel. I talked specifically about the 3 different blocks that we're going to be covering in this workshop. If you missed it, catch the replay of this on my YouTube channel. And I talked about why I intentionally built this workshop the way that I'm doing it. I talked about why it's so quote unquote early in the morning. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest. It's gonna be early for me, y'all, but I'm gonna be there because I believe in this so much, and I believe in you. Most workshops are a waste of your time. Yes, I said it. I said it multiple times, as a matter of fact, in this episode. Most workshops, I'm going to say it again, most workshops are a waste of your time. And it's not because the content is bad. Most workshops are a waste of time because the structure does not produce an immediate result. Her Income Lab is different. You won't leave with notes. You'll leave with some notes. Let's be clear. You'll have some notes, but that's not all you're going to have, because you're going to leave with an offer. So this right here, if you haven't had it yet, consider this your official and formal invitation to join me on May 30th at 9 a.m. Eastern. We will be working for 3 hours. And here's the thing that I really want you to hear in all this. Your skills are your backup plan. Your skills are your leverage. Your skills are your next income stream. And May 30th is where we turn that into something that you can sell literally the same week. Literally the same week. So I want y'all to come back tomorrow. It's Friday, Freestyle Friday. I don't know what it is that I'm going to talk about yet, but you know it's going to be good. If you haven't already, if you're on YouTube, I want you to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on so you do not miss a beat. I am here Monday through Friday at noon Mountain Time. And I want you to get on the wait list for her income lab. The link is in the description. If you're just joining and you missed this conversation about whether or not you can build your coaching offer in 3 hours, I want you to catch this on the replay. I want you to catch this on the replay. I want to see you in the room on May 30th so that we can get your offer out of your head and into the world and in front of the women and the people who are waiting for you to show up. I want to thank each and every person who popped in and out of this conversation today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing love. Thank you for watching, even if it was just for a minute. I appreciate you. If you appreciate these live streams, let me know. Let me know. You just send me an email if you don't want to leave a comment, but let me know that you find these things helpful. All right. I will see y'all tomorrow. And hopefully, I will see you on May 30th in her income lab. All right. Bye.